Welcome to the Veterans Corner, and thank you for inviting us into your home today. I'm Greg Gagne, a veteran advocate. The Veterans Corner primary mission is to help veterans with employment, and the secondary mission is in meeting their needs by bringing employers, nonprofit agencies, and veterans together. We do this by interviewing employers, nonprofit agencies here on the Veterans Corner. So if you are a veteran or know of a veteran that needs assistance, give me a call at 315-3259. If you are an employer or a nonprofit organization who wish to participate on the show, just give me a call at 315-3259 as well. This is a free service. Let's make a difference this year for our veteran heroes. Our guest today is Mr. Charles Mimix, and he is the area director for the USDA here in the Southwest region. And he is here today to share with us information about the programs he's over, and hopefully he can give us some more insight as to what he does. Charles, how you doing, partner?
I'm doing fine. Thank you for having me on the show.
Okay, that's great.
Basically, at our office, we have three programs that basically that I'm in charge of, and one of them is housing. The next is it's single-family housing, and of course, we also have multifamily housing, and we have what we call CP or community programs. Those are the basic programs that we administer here at this level.
Okay.
And as you said, we cover the Southwest region, which encompasses 14 parishes.
Okay. Well, let's start with one of the programs.
Okay.
Explain a little bit more about it.
Well, I think what they asked me to talk primarily today about is CP, which is community programs.
Okay.
Community programs is a program that administers essential community facilities. And when I say that, I mean basically things that the public utilize.
Okay.
For example, water and waste is under that department.
Okay.
And we have community facilities.
Okay.
Under community facilities, we'll start with that one. It basically encompasses the government's assistance to public bodies, nonprofits, federal Indian tribal groups that might need assistance, for example, in putting in a new library or a fire department, or they may need assistance with their police department.
All right.
And we have basically three types of assistance in the form of financial assistance. We have loans, of course. We have grants. And in our loans, we have what we call a direct program. And we also have the third program is our guaranteed program.
Now, the direct loan is to an individual?
All of them are to the, well, it's to the public body or to that nonprofit.
Okay.
Again, we're dealing with not individuals, we're dealing with
that's what makes
entities.
Sure that, entities.
So, for example, town XYZ comes in and they're having problems with their water system.
Okay.
It might be to the point that it's obsolete, non-functional.
Corroded and everything else, yeah.
Right, need to be replaced.
Right.
Or they may have additional customers where the present system isn't adequate. But we can come in and make an evaluation, and not necessarily us directly.
Yeah, right.
They would hire an engineering company to come in and evaluate and say, okay, we can fix this, or maybe we need to just build another one.
Okay.
And then we can help that town in providing the financial assistance needed to either drill a well or put in a tower or whatever need they have for that water system.
Okay.
So, and basically a lot of towns will have a tax, or in most cases when it comes to water, they will have a water rate that will cover the amount necessary to repay the loan.
Okay.
And one of the big features on our water and waste is we do have grants.
Okay.
And in a lot of cases, some of the smaller towns don't have enough customers to cover the full cost or to repay a loan.
Okay.
Let's say, for example, the cost to renovate or install a new system might be $4 million.
Okay. And
if the small town comes to us and we have to loan them $4 million and they only got 1,000 customers, well, they may have to go up on their rate to the point where the people couldn't afford it.
Right.
So consequently, what we'll do is an evaluation and see if we might be able to help with some grant funds.
Okay.
Where we might be able to give them $2 million in grant, and they borrow $2 million.
Borrow $2 million.
And then their rates would be comparable to a large metropolitan area that had a lot of customers
Okay.
that would put them where they can afford the good quality water that they would receive as a result of us putting in this water system.
Yeah. So you really jump into the mix and really help the small towns out.
Oh yes, it's a vital link, I think, in keeping the quality of life for rural residents available and, like I said, feasible. Because without our assistance, and one of the big things that we do is long-term loans. We have low rate interest and long terms. So a lot of banks will not be able to offer the terms that we can do, such as a 40-year term.
Okay, 40-year term, you can go there for
say
if you
maybe
want
a 3% loan.
Yeah.
So when you look at, they got the best of two worlds. We're giving them the best rates, the best terms.
Yes.
And if the rates are still too high, then we can incorporate some grant funds to make that more feasible, where their customers can still enjoy the good quality water and not pay a tremendous amount.
Well, it seems like I do know that the water plays an important factor in the community, let's face it.
Without it, I mean,
well,
it's
like
not
right
gonna
now,
work.
where I live at, we operate on a well system. And even though they put water there, I said no to them for right now. Be an extra cost, but if I want to do it now, it costs me at least anywhere from $800 to $1,000 to put the meter in and everything else.
Right.
But anyway, look, this is going to end this first segment, and we will get back with you in a couple minutes. Okay, we're back with Mr. Charles Mimick. He is with the USDA. He's going to kind of finish up what he was talking about when we ended the last segment. And let's see what happens. All right, Charles, it's on you, my friend. Go for it.
Okay. Well, we were talking about our water and waste programs and wanted to give a little information about eligibility.
Okay.
In order for a town or a nonprofit to be eligible, or Indian tribal group, there is a restriction or a requirement that the area be unincorporated or population less than 10,000 in order to qualify.
Okay.
And of course, they have to show a need. We would have to look at financial reports to justify us assisting them. In other words, we're not competing with your conventional lenders, your banks.
Right.
We're only coming in if that entity is unable to get credit elsewhere.
Okay.
As one of the primary purposes. And of course, we were talking about the water systems and sewer systems, but we also have what we call community facilities, where we touched on such as libraries, fire departments, schools, etc. That's another component under that CP umbrella.
Okay.
Where we can come in on our CF program and assist a town that might have a small library that's in need of updates. They may need updated computers or printers or whatever have you that they need in the library. We can possibly assist provided that they meet the qualifications. On our CF program, the population requirements is up to 20,000. So if that town has a population greater than 20,000, then they would not qualify for our CF program. Remember, we talked about water and waste, it's 10,000.
Right.
So just to differentiate that the requirements are different for that. And of course, on our CF program, it as well as the water and waste requires that we look into the fact that their financials to establish that they aren't able to get the financing elsewhere.
Okay.
In other words, we're there to help those
Yes.
that need, not necessarily if they have an account where they can't afford to make their own renovations or whatever improvements that they want, and they can do it on their own, then we can't assist.
Right, right.
But again, back to some of the examples of more common type assistance that we've done. As far as the libraries, we also help police departments. A lot of these small towns don't generate a lot of income.
Right.
Therefore, they aren't able to keep up with the technology such as cameras or the computers that are needed for their department to operate, the gear that they may need, the police cars. These are all things that we can do to help a small town, a small police department to better improve its service to that community. Also on our CF program, just to give you some examples, streets. We've come in, for example, in one town and put a street in that was in deplorable condition. They didn't have the revenue, so we provided some grant, some loan to help them resurface that street in that particular subdivision.
Okay.
So the grants in our CF program aren't nearly as large as in our water and waste, because typically we don't get a lot of money in that department.
Yeah.
So consequently, our grants will average somewhere between $30,000 and $40,000, which still helps a small town. For example, what's I guess most common we see is towns coming to us for assistance to get a new police car.
Right, right.
We got small towns that the police department is very small.
One
So,
car.
Right. And if that car goes out,
that's it.
They can't function.
That's right.
So if we come in and just to give some round figures, they come in and they got a need and they qualify and they want to buy a new car, and the new car or SUV is $35,000. Well, we don't do 100% grant. We can only do a portion. We can do up to 75%, provided the median household income puts them in that category, and there's some other things that we have to look for in order to decide how much grant they can qualify for. But in order to spread the funds, we typically do not go over 30 to 40,000 per town in a fiscal year for assistance, so that we can help more towns. So if that car costs, like I said, 35,000, we might do 25, and they'll do 10, which still helps them out, because in a lot of cases, like we talked about,
Well, tell me, are there still municipalities out there, small municipalities, that's not even aware of what you guys do?
Well, there might be, but for the most part, I would think that they know, but we participate in LMA conventions and other outreach activities to make our existence known to the best of our ability. But again, your publication here, I'm sure, will help us in that endeavor. So again, we thank you for allowing us to provide that information to these people.
Okay. Well, this is going to end this second segment, and we will be back in a couple of seconds or a minute. Okay, we're back. This is our last segment with Mr. Charles Mimics, and he's going to share some information with us with some other programs that he has. So, Charles, the floor is yours, my friend. Go for it.
Okay, well, again, thank you, Greg, for allowing us to participate in this important interview. Just want to let the people out there know that we do have, again, these opportunities in our CP program, but we also have a single-family housing program whereby we can assist low, very low, and moderate families in either buying a house, building a house, or rehabbing a house.
Okay.
So if you have a need of a house, or like I said, getting repairs, or you know someone that could use our services, please have them to contact us. We do have funding, and we are here to help. So if we can help you in any way, please contact us because that opportunity is out there for you.
Yeah, I think that's what Brian talked about on a
Right,
single family.
right.
But I do know that you want to talk a good bit about multifamily dwelling.
Right. Right. On our multifamily side, basically we have in my area, which is the Southwest region, as we talked about, we have 84, 82 units scattered throughout the 14 parishes that we serve. And these units some are dedicated for handicap or elderly, some are not. If you're in need of an apartment where, like I said, it might be elderly, it might be a handicap unit that you're looking for, or just a regular apartment, you can contact us. We have in most of these apartments what we call rental assistance, which helps very low-income families that aren't able to perhaps buy a house but are still in need of safe, decent housing. These are great opportunities. These homes are up to date. You know, they're in good locations. They have all the conveniences. And again, they have what we call rental assistance in a lot of cases where the government helps you with the rent costs.
Okay.
For example, if that rental is $450 a month and your income might only be $750 a month, well, surely that's too much for you to afford.
That's right.
Well, in that case, you may qualify for assistance, and that note could be reduced to $75, $100.
Yeah.
We don't necessarily control that here. The management company over the apartment will be able to give you the details. So again, that's just an example, but there is help available, and there are apartments scattered out. If you're looking for a specific area, if you give us a call, we can tell you what apartments we have in, for example, the Lafayette area, or the Opelousas area, or Lake Charles, or wherever you may be looking for housing. So again, you can give us a call. I'm sure we'll have some.
What you really it boils down to the fact that you're trying to keep them in their home, or keep them underneath the roof.
Right.
You're doing everything possible, and that's what you guys are doing.
And in some cases, we have situations where the home might have gotten to the point where it's beyond repair, and the person isn't able to afford to go and purchase a house. This might be a perfect opportunity for them to still have good, safe, decent housing at an affordable cost. Because sometimes it's just not possible if your income is, say, $800 or less to look at buying a house. Because houses typically, to get in Lafayette, for example, even a second a home that's been occupied and coming up for sale, again, you're looking at least $100,000 on an average for a used house.
Yeah, right.
So
that's almost like a starter family house.
Yeah.
For $100,000 nowadays.
Right. Nowadays, you need to be in a position to. Our average note, I would say, is somewhere between $550 to $700.
Okay.
With us helping, subsidizing, and these are loans at 3.5%, 33-year terms, and those payments are still averaging somewhere around $550.
That's with assistance and everything else.
Right. So if your income is $700 or $900, that's not something that you're going to be able to realistically be able to
what
afford.
What you're doing really is taking the overall view of the person and his or her situation. And she wants to do something where you look at the whole person, not just one side of it, of the person.
Right.
But Is there any other? I think you said you want to talk about something else. I can't think of it. You mentioned it to me.
Well, on our rehab side, back to housing, if you own a property and you're 62 or older and you have very low income, possibly we could help you with a grant. If your income shows that you aren't able to afford a loan, we do have a loan program. I think Brian may have covered some of that in more detail. But again, it's a very good program. We assist a lot of people with that. But again, keep in mind, today's cost to change a roof will cost you probably $6,000. Our grant max is $7,500.
Yes, yes.
So again, we can't do a whole lot with that, but we can help.
Okay. Well, I tell you what, this is going to end the last segment. And I want to thank Mr. Mimics for coming on board to share the information with us. And I'm sure we will be in contact with him again to give additional information. So, Charles, my friend, thank you for being on board with us. And,
thank you for having me.
Veterans, give us a call. Catch you later. Bye-bye. Thank you for inviting us into your home today. Please spread the word around about the Veterans Corner Show. I'm Greg Gagne. Call me at 315-3259. Thank you, and God bless America.